We all talk about there's difficulties. We all say, oh, like trouble remembering things, lose stuff, drop my train of thought mid-sentence. And how do we refocus ourselves? How do we get ourselves back onto a contribution platform? Everybody is very absorbed in getting, achieving, taking, receiving. Everybody's selfish. And this selfishness is being propagated by our perverted society right now to an extreme extent. As I've said before, the machines and television programs, all they do is preach selfishness. Inside the text, in the images, in the background, in their actions, everything they do is all based around selfishness. And yet anyone with a little bit of intelligence can immediately see that selfishness is the cause of the problems we have in society. We're not working selflessly or cooperatively. We're not even being honest to each other. We see that dramatically in television. They're constantly, oh, we're friends, but they lie. Now, you don't lie to your friend. We see that the distractions is to things that don't matter, that are not of any importance. So how do we refocus? How do we get ourselves pulled back around out of that stuff? Well, first of all, there's the obvious. Turn off the stuff that's bothering you. Turn off the stuff that's giving you a bad example. I've discussed this before. You sit there and go, there's nothing on TV, but you don't turn it off. You just keep clicking the remote until you get a channel that you can stomach, but you don't turn it off. I talked to a guy the other night. He said, I'm in a media blackout right now. I says, yeah, what's that mean? So I've turned everything off. I'm not having anything to do with any of it. I go, well, good on you. That's all right. Media blackout. So this is the month of media blackouts, okay? Everybody turn off your anythings, black yourself out because it's all crap anyway, and refocus yourself. Refocus on looking at, well, I had such and such goals I was going to achieve this week or even today. How did I do? I think I can answer that one. Most every one of you will say, not too good. Forgot this, left that there, didn't get this done, left that unfinished, didn't even put that away, can't remember where I put that. But you ended up spending the day thinking, oh, I was so busy. But you really didn't get anything done. You were distracted all day, busily being distracted. So turn the things that are distracting you, turn them away, turn them off. Whether it's a person, don't talk to them. Whether it's the television, turn it off. Whether it's the radio, turn it off. Whatever it is that's distracting you, stop it. And wait for that peace, that exhale, relaxation. Let that simplicity of life come back. And take a look at, well, what am I doing with my time and energy? How am I doing with it? Take a look at you. How am I acting? What am I considering important? That's a very big one. What are you considering to be important? Nobody will answer that question to me and say that what they're thinking to be important is to develop love of God. You're going to go, man, I got to take the car in. I got to get the kids. I got to get to school. I got to do this. I got to that. I need some money. I got to clean the house. I got all these, and they're all bodily orientated external subjects that do not render any development of your brain, your understanding, and your values. It's no learning in it. It's got no learning. It's repetitious, unimportant, insignificant crap activities. And you go, well, wait a minute. I'm not that stupid, am I? Shouldn't I actually be doing something of value, benefit to at least myself? It's very difficult to keep yourself from going into the, I'll think about something else. Stopping from doing anything that actually changes your life because your mind is so trained up. So you need to rinse your mind, train your mind, retrain your mind. This is what chanting is for. It is a powerful, significant, spiritual vibration intended for upliftment of the human beings from the contaminated state. The contaminated state is distracted. Okay? I don't care what, or by whom, or by what, or by where, or by anything else. It's a distracted state. That's contaminated consciousness, right there. And this human society is sharing it. The whole planet over is addicted to television and movies and music that does nothing for you. There's no messages in music anymore. So the number of songs that have messages you can count on your hand, and the number of songs that are produced new in a week are millions. It's all a waste of time. So you need to work on yourself. If you're not going to get any outside stimulus that's going to significantly improve you, you need to stop the outside impetus and improve yourself. It's your life. It's your consciousness. It's your time. You only have so much time in a life. And it is expiring on the count at every second. Every second, your life is shorter. Every second. Every second. And you're not even looking at that. You're just going on as though there's no end to life, that your old age is never going to come to you. Death will miss you, make an exception. You think you're going to cheat death, etc. All these illusory conceptions, when reality, on the second, on the count, your life is shorter. That minute's gone. Another one gone. Another second gone. Another time lost. Another day misplaced. Another week uneventful. Another week unproductive. That's what's going on in the human society now. People are not actually productive in developing themselves and putting forth any significant benefit or contribution. This is a serious, serious state. This human form of life is very valuable, and you must make the best use of it. So you need to find out. You need to approach someone who knows how to refocus your mind. Well, this was foreseen thousands of years ago, that we would end up in this troubled condition by taking the wrong path and making the wrong decisions. We'd end up in this troubled, contaminated inability to control our minds. And in recognition of that, the Lord developed the method, prescribed the method, incarnated and demonstrated the method, and has left behind a legacy of success by using the method of chanting the Maha Mantra, the great mantra for deliverance. Nothing you can do, or education you can get, or energy you can accumulate, or numbers or forces you can put together can come anywhere near within 100 million miles of the potency that the Lord invested in the Maha Mantra. First of all, no one has that kind of potency to invest that compares to the potency of the Lord. And second, he specifically knew what he was doing because he knows how difficult the situation we're in can be to our consciousness. And we have it. It has manifest. Everybody has these problems. Well, the solution is here. As I've explained to you many times, the Vedic knowledge is protected by a chain of spiritual masters. And similarly, the Maha Mantra is delivered by that chain of spiritual masters in its pure vibration form for the purification of the consciousness of us poor people in this age at this time. Within the age, which is constantly deteriorating, it's called Kali Yuga, there is still rises and falls. Just like if you've gone to sea and you see giant waves, the big rollers that come, they're hundreds of feet long, the big high rollers, waves. And those waves are covered with thousands and thousands and thousands of tiny little waves. This age is just like that. The big roller of this age is gradually rolling through on the decline. But during all that, there's all these other forces and counter forces and smaller waves of transition. And among all of that, there is one positive force going completely the other way, unaffected by the waves, and that is the potency in the Maha Mantra. Because it is not a material sound vibration. It's become quite accepted now that everything in the universe is in vibration. There's actually no such thing as solid matter. Matter is dense or less dense, but there's no such thing as solid. It's only on a measurement scale, but as far down as you go to the smallest atom, it's still got all sorts of space around the elements, the electrons, protons, neutrons. And those things are all spinning. They're active in vibration. Everything is in vibration. Everything is got space around it. Nothing is totally dense. Well, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is comprised of the names and potencies of God, of the Lord, directly, it has the ability to penetrate every other type of matter. Every type of matter is less than, subordinate to, the transcendental sound in the Maha Mantra. So that means it penetrates everything. It realigns as it goes. It can't be checked. It alters matter. It alters the material situation. It alters everything else that's in vibration. The four walls, everything is altered by the positive, pure vibration. Offenseless chanting is how it's stated. Offenseless chanting of the Maha Mantra. That's how this potency works. And it was delivered intuitively with foreknowledge. The Lord knows everything, past, present, and future. He is absolute consciousness. We're small, limited consciousness, finite. He's absolute, so he's fully aware. And he put together the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra specifically to penetrate everything else such that it could be realigned, readjusted. It's a counter-current, counter-culture, counter-force that can free you, liberate you and your consciousness and everything around you, in spite of the fact that the age is getting worse and there's more hypocrisy and cheating and quarrel every day. So this potency is to be accepted and will be and has been and will continue to be accepted by the intelligent people. Those who recognize they do not have the ability to stop the problems in their life, to fix the problems, to fix other people's problems. We're all very limited. There's only so much any one of us can do. But the problems are absolutely vast. But this Maha Mantra has the potency to correct all of it. Everything. It needs to be employed. And by employed, I mean you have to voluntarily make use of it. It's not a force issue. It's not that kind of a power. You voluntarily chant the mantra, hear the mantra, and it has potency on you and everyone else who hears it, and everything else that senses its vibration. So there's a complete purification step that can be achieved, a complete realignment of the vibratory state known as existence. And this brings you out of the illusory conception of life and misconceptions of life to the platform of spiritual awakening, of your real conscious condition. We are not meant to be absorbed in material things and material activities. We are meant to be absorbed in pleasing the Supreme Lord. We are created as servants, and the Lord is master. And if we act as servants, there's a happiness generated on the part of the Lord, and then a reciprocation that's given and you sense as happiness. It is the real happiness of existence, not this sense enjoyment. Give me ice cream, lovely. Now I need a drink. On and on and on it goes. Everyone's trying to put together their own variety of chain of activities that they enjoy so they don't have to notice they're not happy. But turning the other way and becoming a servant of the Lord, you actually taste real happiness, what you're actually looking for. We're absorbed in satisfying the body, but there's spiritual starvation going on. The body's being taken care of. Everybody's fed. Everybody's pretty happy in their supposed lives. But their spiritual awakening, a spiritual awareness is not. It's very sad. It's starvation. And this is why there's always anxiety. We cannot have material happiness when we're in spiritual anxiety. So you make all these adjustments you may make. You fix all these things, buy all this stuff, stack it in the garage, pretend like you're enjoying it, take it out on the weekend, whatever you want to do, and it's not really happiness. It's distraction of pleasing variety. But the happiness you're looking for is spiritual happiness that comes with activities of devotional service. Selfless, unself-motivated, uninterrupted service. That is perfection. Every single one of us can achieve that perfection because that perfection is in relationship to the Lord and the other purified beings who are doing that service too. That's the group we need to be into. That's the group that we can achieve in the human form of life. Can't achieve it in the animals. The animal species are trying to achieve a human form. And when they're fortunate enough to get a human form, then they can be fortunate enough to try to achieve that devotional association and devotional service. This is where the next step we're supposed to be focusing at. But we're under demonic leaders. We're under cheaters and liars and criminals that are trying to take away our unity in any sense. Break up the family, break up the parents, break up marriages, abort children, lie and cheat for money, steal. Literally, the bankers now steal from your account. The governments lie and cheat of where they get the money and where they use it and how they do it and what they're doing. The world is being abused, raped. None of this is the goal of life. It doesn't matter how many cars or phones you have. It isn't going to make you happy. The happiness is there in the service consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement teaches you the meaning of devotional service and how to execute it and how to taste that real happiness. Since we're uneducated in spiritual knowledge and the spiritual methods, we're doing our material best to enjoy. Because the tendency to be happy is there in every single one of us. We're just looking in the wrong place. The spiritual master, the Vedic knowledge, the Krishna consciousness movement, the Maha Mantra are all intended for the same purpose, to elevate you out of the material conception of life to the spiritual conception of life, where what you're looking for actually resides. All the material adjustments you make, none of them will actually solve the problem. At best, only very short, temporary. Like sex life. Sex life is put up as the greatest enjoyment, the best thing to look forward to. But how long does it last? Minutes, moments. Well, you can't have sex constantly to be in a state of constant happiness. You ruin your body. The same thing's true of every other type of sense enjoyment. It only lasts a short time. So there must be something that lasts permanently. Well, that you're not going to find in the temporary place. So the spiritual world, spiritual activities, spiritual consciousness, that is eternal. And that's where you'll find what you're actually looking for. Uninterrupted, pure happiness. Joy. Bliss. Absolutely ecstatically happy. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful constantly. That's our normal state. That is your normal condition. But look at your life. You are distracted by things and stuff that you don't like, takes too much time, costs too much money, bores you, distracts you, messes up your whole attitude, consciousness, and everything, and you're not happy no matter how hard you try to put together enjoyable things, one after the other. So be honest with yourself. So take a look at that. Recognize it to be true. And read the Vedic knowledge and learn how the great saints and sages have had millions of living entities achieve perfection simply by following this process. The process of chanting the Maha Mantra for purification, reading the Vedic literature for knowledge, following the spiritual master's instructions for guidance, engaging in selfless devotional service to make the Lord happy, and experiencing the reciprocated joy of His pleasure. It's a different concept. It's a different methodology. But it's proven. It's powerful. It's effective. It's what you're looking for. But we spend our time looking at so many things. Oh, I look at this television, look at this person, look at this place. I want to go on holiday. I've got so much I have to do today. Yada, yada, yada. And none of it actually fulfills you. So you have to be intelligent to stop now and again and take a look at what you're doing. Is it working? Is it not working? Are you happy? Are you frustrated? 99.9% of the population is frustrated. Denial has become another major tool of the ignorant. They lie and deny. And so they can't make progress. And they contaminate the whole atmosphere. And they contaminate all the people they're around. And they make everything a lie. The Vedic knowledge, the spiritual masters, are here to give you truthful information so that you don't have that confusion any longer. The anxiety can be stopped. You can experience the real joy of life, what you're really here for. So this is what the Vedic knowledge is encouraging everyone to strive for, and it's open for everyone in the human form. Take that opportunity. Become your highest potential. This is the real platform of security, confidence, involvement, blissful life. It starts here in the material world as practice, and you progress to the spiritual world at full enlightenment. That's the benefit of the spiritual movement called the Hare Krishna movement and the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Take that opportunity. You have nothing to lose, nothing to pay, only a great benefit to be received.